Okay, here we are, round 2 against Skeptical Prince, sweet name. We will play first, even though we're kind of a controller deck. This is a great start. 2 to a 3, to maybe another 3, or just a bestow 4. I'm perfectly happy with all of this. My opponent's mulliganing a wee bit. Yeah. We can curve out into 5. See what else we have. And we'll just go ahead and get our dude online right away. Maybe bash in for 3 with the Marauder if our opponent just has a slow start. Here we're playing against another black player. Playing Nylea's Presence. Well, we're definitely getting 3 points of damage in, because I really don't feel the need to hold back. And then, do I want my Night Howler to be bestowed on the Baleful Eidolon? Probably. Because there's just value of that anyway, and I'm just going to start curving out, and this guy will just get bigger as it goes, and that's fine with me. I'm just going to put a little bit of aggression on. The Night Howler will, you know, if this guy dies, then it at least drops off as a 2-2. Because 2 things will be dying. And then we have an Eidolon for backup. I'm not going to bestow it necessarily. We'll see. Maybe a Deuce put on the Mox's Marauder. Keep adding big things to the table. Yeah. And I'm fine playing the aggression game here when my opponent's stuck on lands. My opponent now is not so stuck on lands, having a Voyaging Setter and another land to pump up to another 2, so we'll be able to catch up. Ooh, and Reaper of the Wilds. When a creature dies, scribe 1. Reaper of the Wilds gains Death Until Reaper of the Wild gains Hexproof. Yeah, that's a good card. And it's not going to be awesome with Intimidate. Can't do the Hexproof right now, so maybe we just do a Voyage's End, the Reaper, attacking with both, continue to put pressure on my opponent. It's not particularly awesome, but I'd rather be able to bestow the Cavern Lamp bid. And since I have Mnemonic Wall to buy back the Voyage's End, it's not going to be the most insane of... Ooh. We do like that. I'm happy to grab that guy. I was going to say, so if you don't have... I don't even know what to say about most insane, but whatever. I like the aggression we're showing here. And having Griptide next will be pretty good. So we'll pretty much just Griptide the Reaper again, which I assume is going to be played again. And then we have force our opponent to take out the Voyaging Satyr. Oh no, here comes an Eidolon. That's actually good too. Still be able to attack through it, unless there's a follow-up, another creature here, which I assume there is. Yep, another Harpy. We can still attack through that. Bummer is it would eat the Night Howler. Don't know if I want to do that or not. We'll just start being a little conservative, attacking with the Marauder. And that makes Night Howler pretty big. Yeah, I like that. So it's just an Eidolon block, which it is. Now the Howler gets bigger and bigger. Play the wall for Voyage's End. And then we're in pretty good shape here. Howler itself is lethal. My opponent knows I have Voyage's End, and I have a Griptide backup. There you go. Okay, so my opponent can give the Reaper Hexproof. Another land is very good, so what we can do right now, is do Voyage's End. My opponent will do Hexproof. In response to the Hexproof, do a Griptide. It's gone. This guy's tapped out. I attack him with Howler and Baleful Eidolon. That's not good enough. It doesn't actually kill my opponent. So instead, we're just going to do Cavern Lamphid on Baleful Eidolon. Attack in for 3. Don't like that. My opponent can do Death Touch, but would have to block, and then these guys would trade. I'm left with some good stuff still, and the Reaper's really the main thing I'm worried about. I think it's correct then just to go ahead and put the Lamphid on. But it's a 3/3 with Intimidate, which means it's the same trade, so I'd rather keep the Night Howler around than the Baleful Eidolon. Yeah, let's do that. Because it means only these two can block, and the Harpy by itself doesn't kill the Eidolon, and the Reaper can trade for it, and that's fine with me. Not too sure. I'm pretty sure my opponent has to block here, and that means the Reaper like goes down. Yeah. My opponent gets to scry a bunch, but we're in a very commanding position with our being able to play both Griptide and Voyage's End and Night Howler. I'm trying to think if there's things that make us lose. I mean, Sip of Hemlock getting rid of the Night Howler is bad, but still having a 2/2 is going to be pretty relevant. And my opponent has so many of the different cards to deal with, including Night Howler, Lamphid, Voyage's End, and Griptide. Being this behind is going to be challenging. There's the Sip I was a little bit worried about. Gorgon is an awesome draw, but for now, I'm just going to let my opponent, I'm going to Griptide the Harpy here, get in for 2, and we'll be able to Voyage it ends it again if my opponent even wants to play the Harpy, and then, because then my opponent will be down to 1. And my opponent has to play a black card here to get rid of the Lamphid. Commune with the Gods? I mean, that's fine. My opponent just wanted to see what else was there, I guess. Which I would do as well. Surprised the Commune of the Gods is there. Is there really a bunch going on with green-black that you want to be in the graveyard? I feel like my Night Howler is like the best card that does that. I like Viper's Kiss against a green opponent who probably has Monstrosity, and also against the Reaper. But is there something I want to pull out? Possibly the Stymied Hopes? Or the Thassa's Bounty? What do I think is more important in this matchup? My opponent's looking to go late as well, it would seem, so maybe Thassa's Bounties will be fine. I happen to have an aggressive start. That's not pretty standard, I think, in the deck, though. With all my nice Bestow, I guess that certainly is a thing. And this will be also good against the Harpy. So yeah, I definitely want Viper's Kiss, and what would I rather pull out, Thassa's Bounty or Stymied Hopes? My opponent just happened to be stuck on lands that turn. My opponent does seem to be splashing or needing some kind of greed, needing lands, which means Stymied Hopes will be better. So I think I'll pull out Thassa's Bounty and keep it this way. I know that's true, but also being green-black, late-game controlling type deck does mean that Stymied Hopes will probably get there. A Swamp gets us at least a Baleful Eidolon, but right now we can't cast any in our hand. Sea Like Monster is going to be wild, so we're on the draw. I'm going to go ahead and mold. My opponent mold as well. This is a much better hand, at least we'll have Stymied Hopes to keep my opponent off something while we draw into our 4th land. And my opponent mold to 4 cards, so this is not going to be a real match at all. Although Dredge Scorpion's a good card. The fact that I have my 4th land to get Emissary and then Keepsake Gorgon is very key here. probably just stymied hopes anything, since my opponent just doesn't have cards at all to play. Like, it's just going to be very good. I guess that's okay. Doesn't actually get an extra land, just lets my opponent cast and draw more, but I'd rather just counter something my opponent might play, even though I'm not going to have the counter spell up for a while. Since now we're going to have the Emissary online. But Stymie Hopes, with my opponent being this molded down, is still going to be very good. Opponent still doesn't have a land. I'm here. I think I just play the Marauder and attack in with the Marauder. And the Emissary, right? Or just, no, I'm just going to give Intimidate to the Emissary. Yeah. And then draw a card. Yep, Stymied Hopes. Anything that's played. Or just nothing. Stone Gold, nothing. What do we just do? Voyage's End? No. I want to keep Stymied Hopes up. I could Voyage's End just to get a card. Yeah, let's do that. It's kind of like cycling it, but we're also putting damage into play. And with Mnemonic Wall back up, we're going to get the Voyage's End again. Still keeping Stymied Hopes alive. As opposed to the Baleful Eidolon. Let that guy come down, which we knew was going to happen. Opponent still has nothing. Wouldn't actually mind a land now because all these 5-drops and keeping Stymied Hopes, but whatever, it's like not really a big deal at this point. I'm kind of being a turd and keeping Stymied Hopes around because I just have such value with my opponent being screwed that one more land allowing me to continue to have that and get something is going to be great. I could have played a Keepsake or got something online. Don't care about Commune with the Gods. Opponent's looking for something. Baleful Eidolon, that is what we want to counter. Get rid of that land. In good shape, Arus are in order. And a Griptide. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite there. But it keeps my opponent screwed. I gotta draw a card. And I'll probably just play one Baleful Eidolon as well. And that's it. Alright, that wasn't really a game. And since it was the end of the match, it wasn't really a match. Finals, here we go.